Okay, great. So I thought I'd come and do some video to share with you all about some things that come up in my community a lot, people asking questions or things that come up with clients. There's so many topics, and I picked a few and I thought I would speak about some of them. And all of them are topics that I really love and feel quite connected to and passionate about and studied a lot around and had a lot of embodied experiences with. And what I mean by embodied is I've incorporated them into my life and know what they feel like inside of me versus just talking about them. So I know what the feeling and the experience is like. And so then putting it into words, of course, is an important thing to do to share with my community when I can. And especially when I'm in group or in one-on-one sessions with my clients. One that comes up a lot is around something called the gut-brain connection. And that's because it's a term people hear a lot now, and they don't necessarily know all of what it means. And the truth is, there's constantly new information coming out every single day, loads of research, and there's loads of contributing factors around the gut-brain connection. But the core piece, the foundational piece, is that researchers have discovered, and you may even feel this yourself, is that you're aware of the way in which your brain and gut speak to each other and they answer back. And that, like, so for example, if you feel stressed and you notice that immediately you feel it in the pit of your stomach, your gut, and that research has shown that there's something called the enteric nervous system, which is located in our gut, which serves as our second brain. Some people even think of it as our first brain, that the gut is even more important than our brain. And our two brains are connected by something called the vagus nerve, which is a really cool nerve in the body. And I can share more about that a little more later, but basically it's the longest nerve in the body. And it's not only is it the longest, but it's called the wandering nerve, and it connects up and through here, and then it travels down through your body and it touches on every organ in the body. No other nerve does that. I always think of it like a pinball machine. So as a result of this union of the two gut brain, so they play a key role in our health, both physical and emotional. For example, anxiety and stress are psychological concerns, and we know that people with things like GI problems, gastrointestinal problems, often experience anxiety and stress as a result of their conditions. And then in addition, anxiety and stress can make GI problems worse. So in future fields of psychiatry and neurogastroenterology, they'll be likely doing other, and currently are actually offering newer insights into the workings of the second brain and its impact on the body and the mind. So as a gut is one of the key ways to unlock brain health. And many diseases of the brain don't necessarily start in the brain. There is a relationship to how it begins in our colon, in the gut. Depression and anxiety and ADHD and dementia often has foundational pieces that they're discovering more and more around the origin being in the gut, and then that communication that goes on and the neurotransmitters that are in the gut and what happens there. And for example, I think about 90% of the neurotransmitter called serotonin is made in the gut, and that supports mood and sleep and appetite. And so you have, with the presence or absence of serotonin, it has a direct effect on dopamine, and which is your feel-good hormone. So I'm just to give you an example. Anyway, so there's a brief little blip on that gut-brain connection in the highway, the bidirectional highway that is happening all the time between that, in that part of your body.